come and easy go. You're an unfading star.
Megan James here. Yes. Still working on this continuing project with Broken Bow Generations again. I need to continue with part 2 on this conversion story. There has been some interest in this story. Maybe this interview with the individual I had met some time ago, a few might be relating a bit. Sitting down with him on a clear, sunny day afternoon, we had a very interesting conversation. Actually, really not sure how it all started, but it was very impromptu. Those are the best, aren't they? Now, as you might remember part 1, if not, go back to part 1 of the story so that you understand what this is all about. For now, it's still his choice to remain nameless. But then does that really matter? I don't think so. And I quite agree on that point. For the world in which he lives in, there would be quite the repercussions. He may have to move again. Having said that, let's get to it. We ended saying in part 1, you wouldn't want to marry one, right? I thought this person was just kidding. But then I realized in that moment, he and his friends were not kidding. He clearly meant what he said, and he said what he meant. That comment cut me so deeply like a knife inside. Especially coming from someone whom I had gained great respect for and admired in so many ways in such a short period of time. That comment and other similar deprecating comments like that have affected me my whole life. But then I use those times as a life's lesson, learning from it. Not to be like that. Not to say things like that, belittling, undervaluing anyone, making them feel worthless. Because none of us are worthless. That you're not up to snuff, as it were. Before I continue, if you haven't already guessed, this is about an individual who had quite the conversion. A conversion of a lifetime. Overnight. A conversion to a new way of life, having to make new associations. Creating new habits, a lifestyle, a belief system. Unparalleled from the previous life they had previously. A religious conversion. The hardest to make, especially at 19. But then a dramatic change isn't easy at any time, actually.
Easy come and easy go. You're an unfading star.
Now you're probably thinking a teenager, a moment of rebellion of a sort. Something that is temporary, in the moment, one night, or a weekend at a party. Nope. Not even close. I'm not able to get into those details at this point or the exact timetable right now. But I can say it's been quite some time since. Now continuing, he said, now why would that bother me? You see, I didn't grow up with much religion, but that did come to me later when I was in college, as powerful as I can attest.
A gentle love, the kind that lifts you up, no matter how far apart. I guess you could call it chance, but we know it's more than that.
This was not the first time I had heard such disparaging comments as that, because they still happen from time to time, from callous people. But then at that time, I guess I was sensitive because of my own lack of knowledge and understanding. I can say this about that. You can bet I changed that very quickly. I read. And I read. Everything, and still do. you see. Discovery, learning, and understanding is endless. You have no idea how much I wished I had grown up with the gospel.
It's like we've always known, been set in stone, unbreakable. It's like I've always dreamed, true harmony, unmistakable.
But comments like that made me feel like something of a, well, I don't know, a second class, whatever, a bit unwanted, unwelcomed, and unneeded. Now, I know there are those that have felt like this, just as I did. But then, this is what I found in the scriptures, and it wasn't easy. It did offer me great comfort. And I hope what it did for me, it does for you. Take a look at Isaiah, who refers to as strangers. I applied this to me. It says in Isaiah, "Enlarge the place of thy tent, and let them stretch forth the curtains of thine habitations. Spare not, lengthen thy cords, and strengthen thy stakes." It's found in Isaiah 54:2. I believe that was revealed to Isaiah by the Lord. Also saying, "The sons of the stranger, that join themselves to the Lord to serve him, and to love the name of the Lord, to be his servants, everyone that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and taketh hold of my covenant. Even them will I bring to my holy mountain, and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and sacrifices shall be accepted upon mine altar. For mine house shall be called a house of prayer for all people." This is also found in Isaiah 56:6-7. Now, having said that, I know there are no more burnt offerings, probably meaning this in similitude like humility and obedience. Now, having said that, this is what I have learned. All converts are welcome with the Lord and cherished. Now, indeed, maybe some only have a few loaves and fishes to give to the kingdom. You know what I mean here. But what is given is accepted, and the Lord welcomes their offering, and he loves those just as much. Do you remember the story of the widow's mite? You see, he is no respecter of persons.
Through each night we'll keep burning bright. I'm so lucky to be loved by you. And come the storms, whether short or long, well, I'll still be right where you are.
And now, speaking to all of us who are safe and secure in this gospel tent, when the Lord said, "Enlarge the place of thy tent, and let them stretch forth the curtains of thine habitations, spare not." Isaiah 54:2. Well, what I would say about that is this: I do believe that was both a prophecy and a command. I believe what he was saying was this: make room in this family tent, not just for the children, but for the strangers like me, and whomever will join the family. Now, when they do come, and they will come in great numbers. They all will be accepted and treated equally. Hopefully, but then biases do and seem to always exist. They will bring their power and their powerful testimonies. They will also bring their wealth. They, after all, aren't they all the lifeblood? Having said that, can you name anyone else who were first-generation converts that didn't go through such challenges? Or worse? Even those what are called blue bloods, forever generational followers, do come and go, just disappear as clouds in the day. Probably because so easy is the way. Even a spider web is strong. Until there is enough pressure, then it just breaks.
Easy come, easy go.
That would be about it for part 2. Again, if there is continuing interest. There is more, so much more. As I said in part 1, our eyes did fill at times as he continued his story. Well, got to go for now. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, Megan James was here.
Yay!
Who are you?
You don't put any stock in this mumbo jumbo, do you?
Actually, I do.
I guess you could